Oh, this game will make you your pants. What's up guys, Andrew here on my channel GearedInc, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. And my channel is PC Tech, Games, and Gear. Resident Evil 2, the remake. If anyone else is a huge Resident Evil fan, because I certainly know I am, you were probably pretty excited when they announced this game, especially when you saw that while they are tweaking some things and adding some things, it still seems to have that Resident Evil 2 feel, although I know there's been some conflict with the camera angle and whatever. I actually like the change. That being said, this game, if you've never played it in its originality, it's just as scary as it was. I actually am do a recording I'm going to talk about here in a second, but I had all the lights on in my basement because I'm a big wuss and I refuse to have the lights off when playing this game, even though I'm a grown man. In terms of benchmarking this thing, I wanted to test a couple of things. First off, I did all these recordings at 4K because that's something they marketed it so heavily, and having an RTX 2080 Ti, it feels a little bit appropriate to push that because I want to see if, you know, the promises prove to be true. Going into the graphical settings, I jacked everything up as high as I could, and then I noticed something interesting. The graphical settings can exceed the amount of VRAM that's available on my 2080 Ti. That is really, really weird because there's not a whole lot of games that can do that. And the only GPU out there that I think actually has enough VRAM for this game, if you wanted to max out everything, is the new Vega 7 from AMD. Now, in terms of pure performance, these cards are not even close, but the Vega 7 having the extra VRAM, I almost wonder if AMD anticipates that because we're slowly moving to 4K gaming, which still isn't obviously going to be mainstream, I think, for at least a few years, but as far as like 4K gaming becoming more accessible, more people getting into it, it's interesting. I wonder if they knew that because of that, that's why they went with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. I have no idea. I mean, they marketed that card as like a hybrid, you know, workstation gaming GPU. So I don't know for sure, but something to take into consideration. Now, in dropping into this game, it stayed around 90 FPS as far as for average, you know, FPS benchmarks, but any scene where there was multiple zombies or a shooting, it dropped down right down to like 60 to 65. So it does show that even with a beefy GPU, and I know that this isn't final game, they still have a few weeks to get out some of the bugs and stuff, but it's giving us a good indication of performance. And obviously what that means is that if you want to play 4K with everything jacked up, you're pretty much going to need to have the best card on the market, because this was not with DLSS enabled or ray tracing. DLSS is supposed to allow you to basically get better performance, you know, out of the same game by doing anti-aliasing a little bit differently with their tensor cores. So we'll have to see if that's like, if turning DLSS allows you to like double your FPS as they supposedly claim. Who knows? But the point is that if you want to play 4K at 60 FPS with everything jacked up, you're gonna have to get at least a 2080 Ti most likely. Although I'm wondering again with the Vega 7, is because it has the extra VRAM, if that's gonna kind of fill the performance gap. We'll have to wait and see. Something that has nothing to do with the benchmark, but I've watched like almost all the footage for Resident Evil 2 gameplay that's available. And as I was going around the corner, even though I've seen it, I still got surprised.
Oh my god.
So yeah, this game is looking to be great, and in doing this kind of not very structured test, I was really just kind of a raw like, all right, let's see what we can do. If you're going to be playing this game at less than 4K, which the vast majority of people are, I suspect that you'll be just fine with a mid-grade GPU. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of quick video. I've got a bunch of videos in the work, so I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison FreeSync with the new NVIDIA you know, the patch coming out to make their GPUs work with FreeSync on the 15th. So I have both a supported FreeSync monitor and an unsupported FreeSync monitor. I'm going to be comparing side by side, so that's going to be coming out sometime this week. None of that is possible without my Patreons and Twitch subscribers. So guys, thank you for your financial support. I'm a completely self-funded channel, so in addition to watching these videos, if you want to support me directly, consider becoming a patron or a Twitch subscriber. It helps me out a ton. I put your name at the end of my videos as a way to say thanks. There are Patreon-specific rewards. We have a Discord that we hang out and talk on. It's a lot of fun, guys, so if you want to support me, feel free. I'm always humbled by the continued support of my channel. We had so much growth, and my goal is to try to double my channel or more by the end of the year. If you want to support me, if you're buying any PC hardware, you can use my Amazon affiliate link or my Newegg link down below as well. And if you want to get subscribed and hit the bell icon so you know when these videos drop, I appreciate that. Appreciate all that too. Anyway, guys, I'm going to continue to make these videos whether you watch them or not, but I hope you do, and I hope to see every single one of you next time here on GearedInc. Seriously, it's scary. It's so scary. Seriously, like I'm almost curious because I was able to pop a zombie's head, like get the, you know, the red head is, you know, red head or whatever. Is that a red head?